Alright, so we have a couple of fruiting block mushroom buckets that we put into our fruiting chamber here. And we put them in actually on Thursday afternoon, and it is now Sunday, and these ones are already ready to harvest. As you can see, we've got...
it smells so good.
They're starting to curl up on the edges, and so that's kind of the sign that they're even probably a little past due. But we're going to bring them in and harvest some of these oyster mushrooms. I'm going to tie this up just to get it up and kind of out of the way. So this blocks here, we've actually already harvested from them. We need to rehydrate the blocks and then see if we can get another flush out of them. We've gotten 2 flushes out of them. This is the second flush out of this block, which the first flush, it wasn't inside the fruiting chamber. This is just the second flush and then it was in the fruiting chamber. And then we have this bucket down here, this bucket here, which I'll spin it for you here. So this bucket and 3 other buckets all went in the fruiting chamber on Thursday, which was this one up here. So as you can see, and lift this up so we're not dragging them along.
So tender, and its color is amazing. It's so beautiful.
And then this one back here. So these 3 buckets all came. These 3 buckets here all came into the fruiting chamber on this past Thursday. And like I said, it is now Sunday, and we're gonna harvest all of these mushrooms and see how much we got. We'll weigh them individually and then collectively just to see really how much we got, which it's amazing because these ones we inoculated the buckets and set them up to colonize, and it took exactly 1 week. We inoculated them on Thursday night, roughly the same time on a week later on Thursday, they were starting to pin already, which was just this past Thursday that we put them in, and here it is 3 days later, and we're going to be harvesting them. So within 10 days, we went from inoculation to harvest, which is insane. How fast they produced. So I'm going to try to start mimicking the same setup, because if we're able to produce in 10 days time, that's fantastic. Whereas this bucket is a different mixture of additives. It still has the straw and the wood shavings, but this is the one that when my daughter was wanting to try different types of additives. We actually got a little mold spot in here we're gonna have to tape off, but it's I don't know, it seems like it's just not quite ready to pin yet. She insisted that it get added into the fruiting chamber, but it's not hurting anything. We've got space, and let's just test things out and kind of get an idea of things. So that's where we're at.
So glossy. Is that bad?
Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to harvest and weigh the mushrooms that we have. So first thing we're going to do is zero out our scale here to get it to where it'll register that the bowl means that it's part of it. So we're at 0 ounces. So the first thing we're going to do is get this little block here. And this, like I said, this block we had did the first flush inside the bucket still, and it was not in the fruiting chamber. So once we got the first flush mushrooms, which we got just over a 1/4 pound of mushrooms, it was like I think 4.8 ounces or something like that. So just over a 1/4 pound of mushrooms. We took it out of the bucket and then put it into the fruiting chamber, because that's when we'd finished building it, and it just kind of let it sit there. We didn't rehydrate the block, nothing, and this is what grew. So we're gonna harvest this second flush here. Excuse our little pup. She sees things in the backyard and decides that she needs to growl and bark at them. So hopefully she will stay quiet, but we'll see how that goes. So like I said, we'll just go around, and I like to trim these off as close to the block as I can without really getting any of the straw or growing material into it, just so that way it's easier to wash them and clean them. We don't have to worry about bits of straw. And the back will die off, and hopefully it'll still continue to grow and produce additional mushrooms. What I'm going to do with this after I'm done harvesting this one is actually go through and rehydrate the block again and then put it back into the fruiting chamber and see if we can't get a decent third flush out of it. Because what we were noticing is outside of the fruiting chamber, we were getting a decent amount of mushrooms, but it really seems that the fruiting chamber is making all of the difference, really, as far as the amount and production, as you'll see in these other buckets here just in a moment. So this amount in the second... Okay, so this little bit that we got is 1.19 ounces. So if we add it into the first total, we're I think right around 6 ounces or so. Still just about I don't know how you would say that. It's like a quarter pound and half of a quarter pound, so a quarter pound and an eighth a pound. So nonetheless, it's good, but not great, and I'm sure that we can do better. And like I said, I think the fruiting chamber is going to make all the difference in the world. So as you can see, this one here, again, 10 days to from inoculation to actual harvest, and this one looks like it is the best one. It's got mushrooms growing out of most of the holes here, and it's got very large caps. And so we are going to harvest this and see what we get out of it. So same thing, we'll just go through and start clipping these caps or the fruiting bodies off. And once we're done, we'll take it out of the bucket, again, rehydrate it and put it back into the fruiting chamber and see if we can't get another decent second flush out of this. And we're gonna, like I said, we were trying to just different ratios, experimenting with different growing mediums.
Big,
Oops, sorry.
See the biggest one.
So this is a fruiting body right there, so it's all connected as a single fruiting body.
So soft.
Yeah, and moist too. I mean, you saw the liquid dripping from these as we were.
This is how moist it is. You see my hand? Wet. It's amazing.
Yep.
It's like it's very delicate too.
Yeah,
it smells so good.
Yeah, the smell is amazing.
If you are a mushroom lover, you'll be in mushroom heaven right now.
Oh, absolutely. So another nice big fruiting body in here. Watch your fingers, babe. So that's all one nice big fruiting body.
Yeah.
Put that one on there.
This is the best one so far.
Yeah, definitely. And even these little ones, I mean, they're still mushrooms. Now this one here, I'm going to leave that one just because they just never really developed. But and that's it for this one, which this one weighs in now at 5.74 ounces. So we're still at just about a quarter of a pound and an eighth of a pound. I mean, I don't know how you want to. How would you put that? A quarter of a pound and an eighth of a pound? 3/8. So 3/8 of a pound. So again, I mean, it's not like it's great. I would love to be able to get it up to where we're producing a half a pound or more per bucket on the first flush, but you know, improvement. So we'll transfer these guys over for the time being. Try not to.
Then get a bigger bowl.
Yeah, if you can, I'm going to transfer these into a bigger bowl. That's gorgeous right there. I would love to have a bunch of the holes producing that right there. That'd be fantastic. But we're still experimenting. Like I said,
we're new at this, you guys.
Playing with ratios, playing with mix. So we're definitely on to something. Because they're able to produce.
Last year we couldn't even produce any, so this year.
Well, true, but last year we also didn't have a fruiting chamber, and that, like I said, I think that's really been the game changer this year.
This is the last one.
This is the last one. Well, so far for now. So we'll see. So we'll see how this goes. As you can see, we got 2 nice big fruiting bodies growing out of there, and then one little sole guy,
You're a lonely
just
guy.
hanging out.
That's
saying,
all right. You're still
I'm
popular in our eyes.
I'm the loner, but that's okay.
We still love you.
So we'll see what we get here. And we'll start with the loner. Put that in, move into this one here.
That's a big cluster too.
This is a nice big fruiting body.
You see that? Oh man, look at that.
A couple of the smaller ones.
Color, I cannot get enough of this beautiful color. Look at that. Beautiful.
Yep. So we'll get these ones and collect them back up. And then move on to this one, which is another nice, big, beautiful fruiting body here. And see if we can't harvest this one. And try to keep it all in one piece, but yeah, as you can see, that's they feel so soft and so delicate that it's just amazing. And again, the aroma of it just smells so good.
Yeah, so soft. I can't imagine. Like I can't. It's tender.
While you're recording that, let me get another bowl here.
This is beautiful.
All right, go ahead and put it in. Let's get those ones. And this is 3.95 ounces. So again, we're averaging just right underneath, right around that 1/4 ounce per bucket. But the main difference is from the difference between the fruiting chamber versus the non-fruiting chamber. Again, this one took 10 days from inoculation to harvest, whereas when we didn't have the fruiting chamber, it was 3 weeks from inoculation to harvest. And so ultimately, though it's maintaining the same weight-wise, it's going 3 times as fast, at least in this current experience on this particular round. So we'll
what's
switch,
the total, babe? What's
switch
the total?
the bowls out, zero it out, and let's find out together. So there's one, and
man, it's so healthy and looks so good. Perfect with chicken soup.
mm-hmm. Or just
chicken mushroom soup,
butter
you guys.
and garlic. So our grand total right there is.
Drum rolls.
Stop hitting the table because it's the scale's sitting there bouncing up and down. Anyway, so the grand total is 14.56 ounces. At least that's what it's weighing right now, which is 1.44 ounces shy of a full pound. And that's this in 10 days. So we were able to grow almost a full pound of mushrooms off of more or less 3 buckets. Well, the first flush on 3 buckets and the second flush on a second bucket in a matter of roughly 10 days. So enjoy. I mean, they smell fantastic. Fresh. So
Can't get fresher than this, you guys.
Yeah, you can't. And they smell amazing. They look amazing, and I'm excited.
Yeah, well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for this fresh mushroom. Yes, even our dog. Yeah, I'm gonna subscribe.
She agrees. Subscribe. That's right.
Oh, that's okay. Just a bird. I know. So subscribe. Subscribe to Winry's family. I know. Yeah, you're a tough girl, huh? You're a tough girl. All right, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Yes.